Hey guys, Disney Dante here, and just as promised, I'm going to do a short, quick tutorial how-to video on to how to get the deluxe fashion doll set Frozen Doll's hair more movie accurate. I will not be able to show you per se how to do it, like I won't have a model, but I'll give you detailed instructions. And if you still have questions, message me or comment, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. We're going to start with Anna again. So her hair, I kind of told you in the last video how to do it, but what you do is make sure before you start, before you even attempt to do this, that you have a lot of clear rubber bands. I forget the exact number, but make sure you have at least, just minimum 10. I don't think you'll use that many, but just to be safe, at least have 10. As you won't be able to do it otherwise. So what I did was I started with her. I undressed her just to be safe. I don't know. I just don't like to work on dolls with their clothes on. I don't want to mess them up. So I did not try to take out whatever rubber bands were in there by hand. I did not, because I tried that. I practiced before I did it on her. I would recommend this. Get a random extra doll you have. Mine happened to be a Cinderella doll, just like another YouTube user. They used their Cinderella doll for practice. I just had one, a spare one, from the Cinderella set I got a couple years ago. And I used her first, because they had the exact same hairstyle. The bun on top of her hair. And I tried pulling out the, the rubber bands from her hair, so I wouldn't have to cut them, and it was a disaster. Her hair turned into a huge frizz ball, but thankfully I was able to use the ones that I took out of her hair and use them here. If not, you can go to Walmart. If you don't have any just sitting around, go to Walmart. They have them. So yes, practice first. That's my first tip. Second tip, like I said, do not try and manually pull off the rubber bands, cut them out, and just use extras, okay? Try not to cut the hair when you cut those rubber bands, but still, cut the rubber bands. So once you cut out the rubber bands, her hair is probably going to still be in the bun on top of her hair. Keep as much in that original shape as you can, okay? Because it's going to get frizzy if you try and mess it all up. I even took a picture of it halfway, and it looked like her bad hair day when she woke up in the beginning. So what you do first is you just, like I said, you want to use as little as you can out of that bun. I took a strand and I took it out and I pulled it up here, pulled it up this way in the direction that I was going to wrap it around. Just a small chunk of hair, and I braided it, okay, as you can see, braided it and wrapped it around her head, and it ends right here. You can see that. Once I braided it, I tied it off with a plastic rubber band, a clear one. That was my first one I used. And then once I did that, it kind of stayed in place, actually. It kind of naturally curved that way. Once I did that, I took two strands of hair. One here. Kind of hard to point out. One here. And then one here. And I pulled them over the braid. Those two strands of hair hold the braid in place, so you don't need like a rubber band to hold the braid in place. I mean, you need the rubber band, the braid, but after that, these strands will do the job. So you pull the strands over the braid, and then the strands you wrap into whatever is left of that bun that you were trying not to touch that sat on top of her head. And you wrapped it around and wrapped it around, and then tie that off with a rubber band. I think before I pulled these two strands up, I put a rubber band around the bun to keep it in place. And then once I put that rubber band, I pulled the strands over and then rubber banded that too. And the leftover hair is what dangled down here, because I don't know how to get it to not show, but it kind of worked though, because the way it was before, she kind of looked not balding, but her hairline was like pretty high up in the back of her head, like up here. So I'm glad that the hair kind of came down and covered that, so now it looked a little more natural. I hairsprayed it in place, and then I tied the ribbon around, and there you have it. That's her hairstyle. It took me about an hour, but that's because I'm OCD and I don't like frizz, and I had to start over twice, but it shouldn't be too hard. But like I said, practice first. If I did not have that Cinderella to practice on, it'd be bad. So yeah, it's not hard to do. I think I didn't leave the bun. Yeah, I didn't leave the bun in the original position it was. I kind of pulled it back because in the movie it's farther back on her head than the Disney store has it. And her bangs, I think I'm going to cut just the edge right here so it'll be more like the movie, because they're not so long. But yeah, so there's that. If you have any questions, just message me. But on to Elsa. Elsa. We, or I, have been debating. Anna I've had like that for maybe over a month now. I've had her hair like that, I think. Elsa, though, I've been beating myself up over, debating, should I touch her hair, should I fix it, should I not. The reason I fixed Anna's in the first place was because I tried to put the ribbons in before I restyled her hair. I tried to put the ribbons in and I accidentally pulled some hair out of the bun, and I was like, can't leave it like that, OCD. So I said, you know what, she doesn't even have the braid, let's just go for it, YOLO. But hers, no hairs were out of place, it looked perfectly fine, and I said, I don't want to mess up her bun. I don't want to mess up her bun because it's not going to look right, and I won't have any ribbons to cover up like I did for Anna. So, I've been arguing with myself for weeks and weeks, and I another YouTube video, I saw another YouTube user decided to restyle his, so today I was like, okay, I'm going to do it, I'm going to restyle her hair today. I get home and I ask my roommate, and she said, no, don't do it, Dante. I know how OCD you are. You're going to be annoyed with the bun. So I followed her advice, because I had Elsa in hand, ready to do it. I put her down, watched TV for a couple hours, and I just shot up. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can do this. I can do it without even touching the bun. I remembered I had a Mattel Elsa. This is in my last video. I said Mattel comes in handy. I bought Mattel Elsa a while back, a couple months ago, for her shoes to put on Disney Store Elsa, and I ended up not even liking the shoes. They didn't point in the front, they were flat in the front, so I thought I bought her for no reason, and I was upset. But then I shot up and remembered I have Mattel Elsa, so I got her, took her hair down, grabbed one of the, braids are in 3 sections. I grabbed the middle section of hair, since it's already pretty clumped together, because it's been like that ever since the doll was made. Rubber banded at the very top, rubber banded at the very bottom, and then cut, I cut the hair off right past the rubber band, so I just had a thing of hair, a rubber band on both ends. I twisted that up real tight, and I placed one in here, and then I wrapped it around her head, and the other end ended up right here, and then I got a bigger rubber band, a clear one, and I wrapped it around her head, and it just kind of, by luck, just held in place. Didn't have to touch the bun at all. The bun is totally fine. No hairs are out of place. And I kind of love what it did on this side. You see, when I put the rubber band down right here, it kind of made it look like she had hair coming down right here, like she does in the movie. She didn't have that on this side. This side, she kind of had it from her bangs. It just kind of made them long. So it kind of took the place of that, the role of that. But this hair was able to do it. So it doesn't look like 2 pieces of hair. It doesn't look like I cut off another doll's hair and just rubber banded it to her head. It looks like her hair. The color's identical. From the back it looks good. And from the side, that's how it looks. See where it's kind of pressed down? That's the rubber band. But I like that because it looks like that's where her hair folds over, where it creases. So once again, from the front, from this side, that's how it looks. So I'm going to use 3 rubber bands for this one. One on each end of the dummy hair, I'm going to call it, and then one bigger one to wrap around her head to hold it in place. There's the rubber band goes under here and then over. So yeah, that is what she looks like. She looks just like the movie. I wish I had that other one out of box to compare to show you what it looks like. because it's a really huge difference. Like, she looks like a completely different doll just from this one piece of hair folded over. She actually looks a lot like the limited edition one, in some ways better. But anyways, let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you have any questions, thoughts, comments. Comment below or message me. Feel free to. And have a great rest of your day.